Hi friends, it's Jen. I'm the co-founder of Viva Valet, and I am literally just getting off the train from attending the World Economic Forum in Davos. Wow, it was an incredible experience. I spent a lot of time meeting a lot of potential new partners who can support us to deliver more options for you as caregivers and also to support our olders, hopefully in new geographies. So super exciting week. I was really lucky to be able to speak on a panel. We were together with policymakers and with caregivers and patients, physicians themselves, and even like when I say a politician, I mean the first lady of a country was with us, be able to help us support that. So let's jump into your questions. I'm just in time to do the questions for you for 5 Question Friday, and thank you for submitting them. I'm gonna jump right into question number 1, and that is, our parents are starting to miss doctor's appointments and my siblings and I can't agree on how to help. How do I steer the conversation towards practical solutions without arguments? Yeah, so first of all, do you have a baseline of what's coming? Do you have, if you're talking about doctor's appointments, do you have a system in the family where you know where they are? Do you have a group calendar, or does your older want to communicate that to you? And then it's about maybe having a meeting to say, what's coming up, what's this week, what's next week, maybe what's during this current month. Something that we like to do is we actually have a giant whiteboard that's visible for everyone, where all the appointments are written down, and then that's communicated digitally as well in both the Google Calendar, Google Docs, and email. And then what can work really well, if you have one person who's like the point person for healthcare decision making in your family, that person can, before an appointment, you can get questions coming in from all the family members and any other eyes and ears that are on your older that are helping to care for your older. And then the appointment happens. And then again, do you have someone who's attending with you, even if it's virtual? So you could even Zoom in, or you could FaceTime in during that appointment if you can't physically be there. And then afterwards, find a way to debrief. Again, it's in the world of healthcare, it's really very helpful when you have more eyes on the older themselves, because you have more perspectives that can be offered. So hopefully that's a way to help manage appointments a little bit better. Again, I really like this system where even if you're geographically separated, you can share that email, Google Docs, Google Calendar, and again, for your older themselves, because sometimes the older doesn't really look much more than what's happening the week ahead. Or maybe if you're stretching it out a month ahead, a good old whiteboard that's very visible, that can be edited on a daily basis, is really, really helpful for that. Question number 2, one of my siblings keeps making decisions about our parents without consulting the rest of us. How can I start a family discussion that encourages more collaboration and less control? Well, we all are very time poor in general. We are all very, very busy people, and we're supporting our older with decision making that could be financial, healthcare, where they're living, how they're getting supported, transport, all those kinds of things. What I find really personally helpful is to sit down with the older and understand what are the things about each of those areas that we're talking about that are most important. So what are criteria that the older really wants to maintain in terms of autonomy or fairness or being heard and understood? And then how do they want to get around with all those kinds of things? If you are able to kind of, for each of those areas or each of those types of things, decisions that you need to make a kind of document about, and that helps you understand what's the criteria for decision making. And then let them, if you're going to distribute those jobs across the family, let each person who takes on that job make those decisions or bring those recommendations to, let's say, the family council or to the older themselves, that's based on that co-created list of criteria that's most important for the older. I'm just thinking, for example, if you're looking for a caregiver, how do you find a caregiver? It could be like finding ones that are, receiving your insurance, Medicare, Medicare Advantage. Do you have someone who has a longstanding record for no accidents, for example, low accidents, really good outcomes in terms of healthcare outcomes? And something that really helped us as a family is we worked with the state ombudsperson, and you can send in the name of that potential caregiver, or if it's a service you're going to buy in, or if it's even like a group living home that you're considering, you can actually submit that request about that person, that place, that service to the state ombudsperson and find out if there's any complaints that are actively ongoing. So what you want to do is find whatever criteria you have, no complaints from the state ombudsperson. And that'll help you find something that's safe for your older as well. I hope that helps. Question number 3, my mom's milestone birthday is next year, and she's not one for big parties. What's a thoughtful way to celebrate her? Well, if she doesn't like big parties, but she does have a big celebration coming, you could ask each family member to send in a video diary, video testimonial or song, or each family member could have a little talk, and then you could put that together as a video. You could also do a virtual party if a physical party is just too difficult. And I think also when you're doing that with a milestone birthday, let's say it's 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, You can reach back to their friends and also ask for those kinds of cards or photos or videos that you can get from people to do that. I recall a member of my family had a really large round number birthday, and we ended up having a worldwide Zoom party, which was pretty cool. So that's something that you can do. I think you can also do this for large wedding anniversaries. So if you have a big, like the 50th wedding anniversary coming up, there's lots of things you can do. Like you can get your mom's wedding dress pressed and put on a form, and everyone can see it, and you can get old photos from throughout their life together and your family and from their wedding day. But that's something you could do, guys. It's kind of a 2-for-1. It's like big anniversaries or big birthdays. There's always so many things you can bring together. And don't forget the music, like get out that Spotify playlist with like family songs that you love as a family. Maybe you've got a song that you love to sing. I don't know why, but my family loves to sing this Lionel Richie song called Deep River Woman. So whenever we get together, we sing Deep River Woman. So if your mom doesn't want something that's like face to face, you could all like record little bits of that song that you're singing that's a family song, and you could act it out and you could put it together in a video. And it shows her that you're all thinking of her, and it shows her that you're like really honoring the memories that you have together as a family. So I also hope that helps a lot. And then question number 4, I spend most of my day helping my parents and then focusing on my kids. How can I realistically start carving out even 15 minutes for myself without feeling guilty? Wow. I did a podcast earlier this year with Happy Healthy Caregiver podcast, and I was so impressed by how she kept pushing me for that as well. How are you taking care of yourself in your caregiving journey when you have two sides of the caregiving journey, both kids and adult aging parents and those kinds of things, as a sandwich generation adult daughter? And she really emphasized, we will not be successful at what we're doing unless we actually put our oxygen mask on first. So even if it's 15 minutes a day, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a walk? Is it going to be, taking a moment to maybe ground yourself somehow? Whatever thing grounds you and allows you to have a little bit of perspective and get some distance. Again, everyone has a different kind of doorway for what makes them feel better and makes them feel grounded and replenishes their ability to do this. So some people like to go to the gym or walk, or if you're like me, go hug a tree. Really, like I'm a tree hugger. So that, or is it journaling or meditation? Is it dancing? Those kinds of things. Hugging your pet. Maybe it's going and pottering around in your garden and digging at some things. Finding something that you truly, truly love that you can actually always make sure that you never miss. Again, for me, there's never a day without some meditation and journaling about everything that's happening, including my caregiving journey. And I find that without those practices, I'm not staying grounded myself in all the caregiving that I have to do and all the other things that I have to do in my life. So hopefully that also helps you. And then question number 5, my dad loves playing board games with kids, but his eyesight is making it tough. Just like mine, I get it too. I'm having a hard time reading this. Are there any accessible games that we could enjoy together? I promise this actually isn't a plant, but the people that were dog sitting for me while I was gone had some games out, and there's a pile of games in front of me. Uno, you can get the deluxe version with extra large cards. I think this is one of the classic games, especially board games with kids, is that the lettering on them is really big. So even if I just take it out of the box, these are great because they're the colors. They may have challenges with color acuity, because we know that color acuity will slip as olders get older. There's my dog asking for some attention after I've been away. But again, the numbers are really big. So that's something that you can try. I particularly love this game that I have over here. It's called Trip Trap. It comes from Denmark, but I'm sure you could probably find this in the US or on the internet. This is a teeny tiny version that you can use in the car. But normally it's about 3 times the size. And it's a series of dice that you roll. And then it's about like trying to knock down as many numbers as possible. And the goal is to get all the numbers down, and whoever has the highest number, who's rolled out without the highest number, they lose. And the one who has the lowest number wins. So that's actually something that you can play. I'm looking at some other things here that could be possibly relevant. This is called Avocado Smash. It's a super cute game. I think Monopoly is fun always, but that one's really a little bit tough on the eyes when it comes to readings. Avocado Smash is really fun because it's got big letters, and it's all about it's kind of like Uno, and that how do you smash the avocado? I have to look at that. This is really fun because it's, again, large lettering and large visually that olders can play. And if a board game becomes too challenging, you can always do dance games. And again, me being the professional improviser, I love pulling out improv games. So you can always do little improv games, DM, if you want some ideas. But there's lots of things you can do to yes and your experience. Even if you just play this headlines game, which is kind of a funny listening game, or we sometimes will play with my dad giving gifts. So you pretend like you're giving each other a gift, like to say, hey, it's your birthday, I'm giving you this gift. And then the person has to pick it up, this imaginary gift, and then they say what it is. And then you say, yes, well, it's a boa constrictor. Yes, well, I know that you love snakes. So you can play those kind of games. Charades are fantastic. Pictionary on big pieces of flip charts and things are also, or whiteboard, are really helpful as well. And you can do that, and it doesn't necessarily affect the finer motor skills or the finer visual acuity. So I hope that really helps. It was fun to come back and to be able to dive right into your questions. If you've got other questions for us, please, we'd love to receive them. And I'm really appreciating getting DMs. And whenever I get DMs about questions, I always put them in a bank so that we make sure that we get them answered for you on 5 Question Friday. I hope that you have a really beautiful day, beautiful weekend, and enjoy yourself, and good luck in your caregiving journey. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye.